Hello friends, in today's video you will learn what you should take into account when choosing your first programming language. I will give some sources and tips for you to start your journey. I will leave all of the links in the description of this video below. So let's start. When I was pursuing my bachelor's degree in finance, I founded an e-commerce company. I learned many things there, but one of those was that I should learn to code in order to better understand our business and be able to develop my own products. So I had many ideas, but I couldn't implement them. So my first advice would be identify why you would like to learn a programming language. You may want to understand better your business and develop your own products, as it was in my case. You might also want to create or start your own software company in the future, or you want to land a job in IT. So once you know the why, it's very easy to choose the programming language. Because, for example, you can just go to LinkedIn, and in the case you want to land a job in IT, you can look for that role and look for the requirements of that role. And then you can start learning that programming language. Before 2020, I tried to learn to code. I got the basics. But if I wanted to shorten my learning curve and learn faster, I would have to have a mentor. That's why in 2020, I got a job as a data analyst intern. And my boss was kind of my mentor, because he was always, giving me advice, correcting me in some things, teaching me the best practices. And that's how, in the next 2 years, I learned R, Python, and JavaScript. Second advice would be find a mentor. This person has way more experience than you. It will be able to teach you the best practices. And sometimes when you are stuck in a problem, you can ask for help. And also, this person can give you the resources that you need to learn to code, like, let's say, online courses and so on. So to summarize so far, number one, you need to know your why. That helps you and clears the path a lot. And second, you should have a mentor. Of course, having a mentor is not a must, but as I told you, it will shorten your learning curve. Now, the promised sources. I will divide the programming language that I know in 2 areas, into data analytics and data science and web development. So before diving into them, you will need a code editor. I will suggest using Visual Studio Code, in which you can write different programming languages there. You can also use others like RStudio for R, for data analysis, data science, and also Anaconda. And from there, you can run Jupyter notebooks where you can write some Python scripts. As I already mentioned, R and Python are used for data analysis and data science. So for Python, I will suggest using RealPython. It's a really good website. I've used it before. For R, I will suggest DataCamp. They have a fee. You have to pay it in a subscription basis. But they also have resources and courses for Python. So you can learn both in this website. For web development, you have to learn JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. As an analogy to a human, CSS will be the clothes, HTML will be the body or the bones, and JavaScript will be the brain, which gives functionality to the website. These languages are the ones you need for the front end. For the back end, you can also use a JavaScript. But Python works as well. For HTML and CSS, I will recommend completing the marksheet.io tutorial. For JavaScript, you can read the JavaScript tutorial in W3 Schools. They have also some examples that you could bring around. So that's a really good resource. One of the best ways to develop a website is using a framework. So the main are 3. There's AngularJS, there's ReactJS, and there's VueJS. I learned VueJS. I would recommend you starting with VueJS because it's easy to understand and pick up. For sources, I will say ViewMastery is a really good one. Yes, you have to pay, but they have video, text, courses. Also, it's in order from easy to more difficult, and also they have code for you to follow along and practice on your own. I know it's a lot of resources and information, but I hope that you now have a better idea on how to choose your first programming language, and where and how to start. Don't forget that you can always use Google, so any questions you have, like how to install Visual Studio Code, the code editor, how to install Anaconda, RStudio, you can always use Google for this, or for any other coding questions that you might have. Also, feel free to leave any questions, comments here in the video, and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. My final advice for you would be never give up, be patient, be disciplined, and always remember your why. Would you like to know how my daily life as a data science student looks like? Just click here.